Hey guys, did we just watch the worst movie of the year? Watch this.
Hey guys, today we watched Ella McCay. Ella McCay follows a young, idealistic lieutenant governor who is unexpectedly elevated to interim governor when the sitting governor is appointed to another position. Thrust into executive power without campaigning for it, Ella must quickly navigate political pressure, public scrutiny, and ethical compromises while trying to govern according to her values, not to mention keeping her marriage afloat. Release date is December 12th, 2025. It's written, directed, and produced by James L. Brooks, who hasn't had a hit since 97's As Good as It Gets. It stars Emma Mackey, who plays Emma McCay, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kumail Nanjiani, Spike Fern, Albert Brooks, and Woody Harrelson. The genre is political comedy drama. Now, doesn't that make you want to go watch it? We watched it at the theater, and the runtime is 5 minutes short of 2 hours. Story and pacing. The story was all over the freaking place. It started in 2008, then went to 1990, but you only knew that if you saw the year on a child's assignment. And then it went back to 2008, and then back in time again for a tragedy, and then back to 2008. And it never once showed you the year on the screen. You just had to kind of figure out what's going on. And
It was really confusing.
It only once ever said what the year was. As far as keeping my interest, I found myself bored a lot. Did it drag? Yeah, the whole freaking movie was a drag. The furthest back timeline was 1990, and then something tragic happened 16 years later. But then it says that the movie takes place in 2008, but then she hasn't seen her dad for 13 years. Though she did see him at a funeral 2 years ago, but then we're somehow in 2008. But then that'd be 29 years later from 1990. So then we'd be in 2019. So there's an issue in the timeline there. So I don't know if she just completely omitted the timing on seeing him at the funeral. It doesn't make sense because when she saw him at the funeral, also, her brother was 8 years old, but then he went to military school at 8 years old. He was already in a uniform. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of issues here.
The timeline makes absolutely no freaking sense.
The guy that wrote it was freaking senile. He's 85 years old. Characters and performance. Characters were believable, but nobody got any development. No performance really stood out. Woody Harrelson and Jamie Lee Curtis's presence were minimal. They felt more like marketing bullet points than a real part of the film. They have maybe 10 to 15 minutes total each for screen time, spread across short scenes, though Jamie has more than Woody. They felt like selling points, not characters, leaving you very disappointed if they're the reason you came.
That's literally the only reason that I wanted to watch this film. If you watch the trailer, it seemed more like and I know that he's going to get to it at some point, but the trailer seemed more like a traumatic, chaotic family film, not like a political film at all.
Yeah.
And I came to watch Woody Harrelson because I really, really like Woody Harrelson as an actor. And whenever I watched this, he really wasn't in the movie at all.
No, and hardly was Jamie Lee Curtis. And the movie was about politics and a little bit about her husband trying to sabotage her because he's a jealous douche. Like, it didn't make any sense. And then with visual and style, they did pretty good with keeping with the cars and technology of the time in 2008, but there were several cars and phones and stuff that were later dates, so they screwed that up too. Sound and music pissed me off. They had Hans freaking Zimmer doing the music of this film. Okay, this film was not worthy of Hans Zimmer, okay? This guy did 94's The Lion King. He did the Pirates of the Caribbean series. He did the Dark Knight trilogy. He did freaking Interstellar. And then he did this freaking turd. Okay, this movie did not deserve Hans Zimmer. Did this guy lose a bet? I mean... Ugh.
Maybe he needed some extra cash for either his wedding he had or a divorce that he had. I don't know.
His divorce was a couple years ago, and he's not even married right now. He has a partner. I mean...
I don't know what's going on, but maybe he needed some extra cash or something, because I honestly didn't even notice the music.
You don't notice it at all.
When you hear his music in his other movies,
you're like, oh man, that's Hans.
You know his music. I did not even know any music was playing through this movie at all. So to know later on that his music was playing, what the heck?
Yeah. Themes and message. Honestly, this film never clearly earns or delivers a theme, and that's the biggest problem. It tries to say, but never commits to, power is isolating, or good intentions don't survive politics. But like I said, it just never fully commits to anything in this film.
I don't think that that's what he was trying to, or maybe that's what he was trying to say. I got a different message, if that's what you're trying to say. I was thinking something along the lines of
therapist.
There was trauma in her childhood, and from that trauma from her dad, she ended up picking that up with her husband. And her husband, oh my gosh, he's such a douche. He ended up being such a douchebag to her and completely sabotaging her. And I'm not going to say anything, but sabotaging her just in her life and in her job and everything like that. And I think because in her past life from her dad, she just kind of was blind to what he was doing to her. So I picked up from trauma. That's what I picked up. The political side of things, honestly, wasn't needed in this, I think. But whatever.
And that's what the whole movie's about.
Oh my gosh. This movie was just a bunch of crap thrown together and somehow made it into a movie.
Emotional reactions. There were a couple laughs, some anger at her stupid husband, and a lot of boredom. Direction and writing. The story writing wasn't creative or predictable. It was lame and boring. There wasn't anything exciting or good until the very end when she finally gets what she wanted the whole time. And then the credits rolled and the audience finally gets what it wanted the entire film, for it to be over and we could leave. Overall impact. One thing it did really well was miss the entire freaking point of whatever the writer of the film was trying to make. One thing it could have done better was get to the freaking point. What do you think?
Again, I just think that possibly there was some trauma there that had a very hard time proving its point because it threw a bunch of political crap in there too. But that's just me.
There's no clear central conflict. There's no meaningful escalation. There's no payoff for the emotional setup. So I think that's why we leave disappointed, because we're like, you watch it and you go, I don't feel like I watched a movie. Like, I don't feel like I got what I normally get from a film. It's not like when you watch a film and you're like disturbed or you're affected by it somehow. Mm-mm. You're just annoyed because it didn't deliver. And
because you're not happy.
No.
You're not sad. Sad.
You're not scared.
Yeah, and you don't feel like an emotional connection to any sort of character in this movie at all. So I just feel like the writer really missed the mark on this one.
Yeah. Final thoughts. Favorite element. My favorite element was Aunt Helen, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. She was hilarious. She had Ella's best interest in mind. Also, they did well without saying what side they were on politically.
Yeah.
If you're really paying attention, you can tell, but it doesn't take away from the film, and it doesn't choose sides.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis probably was the best thing in this whole movie.
Yeah.
She was the only thing in this entire movie where I like busted up laughing.
Yeah.
She was really, really good.
Yeah. Least favorite element, the whole freaking film, just kidding. Well, sort of. My least favorite element was that the film didn't need to be made. The entire film was lame. The trailer didn't help you know anything about the film. And then to find out that it's about politics, snore. It was just lame. It was a total miss. It was written by an 85-year-old. The dude has obviously lost his freaking mind.
I kind of feel like whoever saw the trailer, I feel like they played us. Because I feel like whenever I saw the trailer, like I said earlier, I felt like I was going into watching like a family type film. And they played me into coming into seeing this piece of crap political film.
Yeah, I don't mind political films, but then when you it's a bait and switch, and then when you saw some of the parts from the trailer, you were like, wait, that wasn't even funny. Like, there's a part in the film where the husband and the wife are like having a conversation, but in the film, it's like a dramatic argument. Like, it's not funny. Least favorite element as well, her spoiled man-child of a husband, he sucked. He was jealous of her accomplishments, and he tries to sabotage them because he's just a piece of crap.
He's a douche, like I said.
Her brother could have been removed from the entire film. He wasn't necessary. He didn't add anything important to the film. His role wasn't needed. When he was on screen without Ella, I found myself more bored than usual. Nothing against the actor. Decent actor. He played maybe ADHD, agoraphobic. He played that well.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was just terrible writing, and it did him a disservice. Like she said, probably the worst trailer ever. Optional section, the film has received generally negative reviews from critics and audiences alike, which makes sense. Had a $35 million budget. So far, it's only made $850,000.
And I honestly have no idea where that freaking budget went, other than maybe getting Hans Zimmer.
And I mean, those big actors, I mean, I don't know if they get paid per minute, per hour, per gig. I mean, I don't know. Recommendation.
So here's where we say either see it in theaters, rent it when it's available, or stream it on one of your platforms. But honestly, guys, this was such a horrible movie. If you have to see it, I would say stream it, but we are going to actually recommend do not even stream it at all.
Don't stream. Don't waste your time or money.
Yeah, not at all.
I asked 5 individual people in the theater when it was over what they thought about the film. They said, quote, "It was horrible," and they had no idea what the film was about.
Yeah, they were all even confused like us, like what is going on? Like, I mean, the movie was all over the place, guys. It really was.
And these weren't people our age. They were much older than us. I mean, this film obviously attracted,
I think, a range
older
of
adults, senior citizens.
Yeah, and there was a range of people, I think, from us to even older, and everybody was even confused too, guys. Like, what was the movie even about?
I tried to. I even used AI to say, what movies could I recommend that are similar to this? And AI was like, this is such a specific film. I don't know why AI sounds like a nerd, but it was like, I can't help you.
All right. Well, now we're at the comment section. Do you want to say the question for the day?
Yeah. So since Woody Harrelson and Jamie Lee Curtis didn't get much attention in this film, we'd like to give them some extra attention. What is your favorite film with either Woody or Jamie? You?
So I'm going to take Woody Harrelson because he is one of my favorite actors. And mine was kind of a tie, to be honest with you. I like either Champions or The Hunger Games. So that is mine. And if you haven't seen Champions, it's a really, really good film, guys. Really good. I recommend it. And what about you?
You can see it right over there. 1978's Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's also really good.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, guys, you matter
Unlike
to
this
us.
film.
Unlike this film, yes. And thank you guys for seeing us on this awesome couch here, and we will see you guys again really, really soon.
Bye.
Bye.